Hi, let's have a look at my eyeshadow palette stash. I've got two cameras here. Another camera here, obviously, apart from that one, because, my eyeshadow palettes are in my dressing table. That looks like this. It's a vintage dressing table. I have talked about this a year or 2 years, I think, ago. I'll link that in the description box below. Now, one of these drawers contains my entire collection of eyeshadow palettes with space to spare. And the drawer looks like, oh crap. This is teak wood or rosewood, I'm not sure. I've forgotten what it was. My gramps told me, I think it was rosewood. Anyway, it's a hard wood, it's a very heavy wood. I can't even lift a drawer. So yeah, at the end of this, if I need knee replacement, remember the things I do for this channel, yeah? Yeah, so that's the drawer that contains the eyeshadow palettes. Yeah, that's the size, as you can see. This is a smaller one. That's the bigger drawer. It doesn't contain makeup. It contains random shite that nobody cares about, that, I can't, put elsewhere. If this drawer breaks, remember, I loved my palettes. Right, those are the eyeshadow palettes. Hang on. Now, larger palettes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and over there, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's silica gel, doesn't count. 13, 14, 15, 16. That's actually an eyeshadow palette, but yeah, let's count it as large. Yeah. 17, and over here we have 18. Where's 18? Yeah, 18, 19, 20, 21. And let's move here. No, that is not a 32 eyeshadow palette. There are only 15 eyeshadows in there. It's from Wycon, an Italian brand. Remind me to show you that palette in a minute, yeah? 22, 23, 24, 25. Those are from the Balm. 26, Juvia's Place, my only Juvia's Place palette. 27, 28. That's actually a 9 eyeshadow palette. 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. All right, here. Oh dear. 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, my only Viseart palette, 40. And then let's count those Huda Niners. 41, 42, 43, 44. The Emerald palette fell down and broke. So 44 big ones. Yeah, Marc Jacobs 6 eyeshadow palette. 45. Yeah, 45. Altogether 45. Now the quads and the quintets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang on. 5, 6, 7. Oh, right. 8. Oopsie. These are singles. 9, 10. But doesn't matter, yeah? 11, 12, 13. Oh, right, this goes under 46. Yeah, 46, 13, 14. Hang on. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Let's call that 20. So 20 quads, 24s are 80. Right, 25s are 100. Let's call them quintets. 25s are 100 because some of them are actually single eyeshadows. These two, for instance, singles. So 25s are 100. And 45, let's average 15. Some of those don't actually average 15. This one, for instance, has 8 eyeshadows. The Marc Jacobs one, 6. So 45 into 15. I have no idea how much that is. Let's grab a calculator. Okay, I'm going to put this drawer back before I end up having absolutely no palette at all. So, drawer out of the way, I'm so much more relaxed. 45 into 15, 675. And the quads are quintets, 100. And 675 and 100, 775. Which means I have fewer than 1,000. I am actually buying up a few singles, multi-chromes and duochromes actually. So I've already got 4 from the Takei Cosmetics, so that makes it 779. Yeah, I'll probably, let's call it 1,000 individual pans. Yeah, let's call it 1,000. Room for more buying. 1,000 individual eyeshadow pans. Some of them are what I use as eyeliners. Some of them I use as inner corner shades exclusively. I actually don't have 1,000. I am calling it 1,000. You know that it was 779 or so. Now, you may think that this is a 32 eyeshadow palette. I don't have any 32 eyeshadow palettes. I hate large palettes so much. I don't know. I just go crazy at the sight of them. So this one actually contains 15 eyeshadows. The pans are gargantuan. It's from an Italian brand named Wycon. I do wish they'd sell outside of Italy. So 15 eyeshadows in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 threes are 15. Not 32. I don't have 32 eyeshadow palettes. 32 pan eyeshadow palettes. Now, one palette isn't in there. I won't be talking about this. I am decluttering it. It is from Kat Von D. I no longer support Kat Von D. She's an anti-vaxxer, and there are other issues as well. But I can't with anti-vaxxers because I almost did not see my own first birthday thanks to an anti-vaxxer aunt whose daughter very kindly gave me mumps, measles and rubella all before my first birthday. So can't support anti-vaxxers. Now, incidentally, as you can see, some of those pans are already gone. I will be decluttering this palette. Now, apart from that, there are a couple of other pans as well. Now, in this one, for instance, the Urban Decay Naked Smoky, which I used exclusively for a very long time on a daily basis as my daily go-to neutral palette. This one and this one, the palest and the eyeliner, no, the palest two shades, the very everyday colors are both empty. They have hit pan. Similarly, I went through a phase where I fell in love with colored eyeliner, and I wanted to, and I was actually using this one from Cargo Cosmetics, a rather bright teal blue. So that pan is gone as well. As you can see, I've hit pan there. So there are pans in there that are empty among the other eyeshadows, and I'm not actually going to count those. I'm just going to average it at 15. And Cargo palettes, again, are 12. 6, 6. But some of the pans are gone. But let's call these at 15 pans per palette. Yep, you know that I don't have 32 pan palettes in there. Now, let's talk about the individual palettes. Not each one, don't worry, I'm not going to show you all 45 there. But, very quickly, some of the, I've got a few from the Balm in here, and I love the Balm. Unfortunately, recently they haven't been very exciting. They used to be quite exciting. Balm Jovi, which I bought because I'm a huge rock fan. Classic rock. My dad says they don't make good music after the 1980s. Another huge favorite is the Guerlain Golden Land palette. I adore it. I've talked about all these palettes actually. I link my playlist, palettes rather than each palette's link. Otherwise, I don't think I'll actually get space in the description box. Modern Renaissance, a classic, and Aliza Edwards are the only two palettes that I have from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I think, again, a palette a minute overkill. I won't be buying any more ABH in a very long time, unless, they blow me away with something. The Too Faced Sugar Pop palette, Italy, Termini Station, that's where they have the Sephora. So every time you get off the tube, you walk past the Sephora, and I was very hungry one evening, and walked past the Sephora and saw this, and there were all those gorgeous macarons in there, and I wanted one. I wanted a palette. Went straight opposite and helped myself to a Magnum ice cream as well. So palette and ice cream, yeah, good combination. So this Balm and the Beautiful palette, it should be one of my, alright, confession, I didn't buy this. I stole, if you will, I stole it off my sister. Borrowed without permission, helped myself to, took it for myself because nobody else, coveted it and nicked it. Anyway, let's not go there. This isn't, about my models, it's about my eyeshadows. So I adore the Balm's packaging, and I actually had every palette they released at one stage. They later had a Muppets version of this one. I didn't obviously get that because, the colors were the same. And this palette, as you can see, is largely untouched because this palette was at a time when I was not wearing makeup, particularly not wearing eyeshadow. So why did I want it? For the bloody packaging. This was possibly my earliest palette, but you know, I didn't use it. It was just fancy packaging there. And one of the eyeshadows actually broke. Yeah, I had to press it back together. It's a collectible. I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm not going to use it ever. It's probably expired and everything, but yeah, one of my earliest. I have just the one Juvia's Place palette. Will I be getting more? No. Again, a palette a minute. Too many overkill. And right now, you know, I feel that what I need are single eyeshadows of shades that I don't have among these, you know, duochromes, multichromes, and so on, and shades that are not dupable from my stash, from my existing palette. So I prefer those. The One Beauty Bakery palette, which I love so much. The Too Faced Peach palette was one I practically had to move hell and heaven to get my hands on this palette because it kept selling out all bloody time. And I actually got my hands on this thanks to the efforts of my friend Rashmi. If she's watching, thank you. Other palettes improved on the peachy neutral, the orangey neutral, the corally neutral theme and did better. So I don't love this palette anymore. It's probably one that I regret buying of any of these actually. The I Heart Revolution 1980s palette, as you can see, there are 3 Revolution palettes. I no longer buy much Revolution. I mean, much, yeah, I haven't bought Revolution in a very long time actually. Not after the Kami palette, because fast makeup, I understand. I mean, I don't want to sound like a virtue signaler here. I understand the rationale behind fast makeup, but I think, you know, it's overkill right now. When Revolution began, they didn't have a palette a minute. It was more of a palette a month, which I can take, which I can live with. But a palette a minute, no, not after all those reloaded and reloaded large and reloaded small and, you know, jewel tones and non-jewel tones and 1 billion chocolate palettes. No, I can't anymore with the Revolution. Huda Beauty eyeshadows, I love the formula. I have the new nude, the Desert Dusk palette. It grew so dry after 2 or 3 uses that I actually had to throw it away because the eyeshadows, you couldn't get any pigment. It was rub. Whether it was with a brush or with your fingertips. I even scraped away the top part thinking that I must have got oil on the palette somehow. Don't ask me how. This is not where I eat. It is my makeup room, my studio, people. Despite that, I scratched off the top layers. Rub, no pigment. So Desert Dusk I had to throw away. Urban Decay Naked, one eye decluttered. 2 years ago, I think. Not now, mind you. No, it wasn't done for the sake of this video. I have a declutter video up. If you watch that, you'll know that I've decluttered Urban Decay Naked 1. I no longer have it. It actually got mold. And I'm over those brown-based neutrals. Now I want neutrals with a twist of some kind, you know. On the other hand, I love the Huda Obsessions palettes. As you can see, I've got the nude Obsession ones, and I've also got Amethyst and Ruby in there. And I do love my high-end palettes, you know. I mean, quads actually. High-end brands don't have huge palettes, with the exception of Lancome, who did those Audacity palettes, which were lovely. Daily basis, soft, very soft and subtle, subdued looks. And I do wish they do Audacity in New York or something, you know, continue that series. I'd buy those palettes, definitely, because I want the entire series, and it's Lancome. I do have Takei's 20th anniversary palette, which again is a collectible. I'm not going to touch that with a brush. I'm not going to go within a mile of it with a brush. Never, not going to happen. The one Tom Ford palette, which I did find very impressive. Charlotte Tilbury quad, did not find very impressive. Charlotte Tilbury Instant Eyes in a palette, I like, actually. I have talked about it somewhere or the other, can't remember where. A couple of Korean eyeshadows in here. There's the Etude House Play Color Rise. I've got Beach Party in there, as well as Lavender Land. I've also got one more Wycon palette from my trip to Italy, which was 4 summers ago, actually. This one, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's called the Nude and Wild palette. The only Marc Jacobs palette I have. It's called the Vamp. And there are actually 7 eyeshadows, not 6, sorry. This white, obviously, I can't use. Let's not even count the white. I actually bought this because of the sleek, very sexy packaging there. Slinky. James Bond. Again, this Fleur de Force quad. As you can see, I've been giving it quite a lot of love on a daily basis. 2 of those pans are completely gone. These 2 are left again daily basis. So we'll be using them up. This one is the perfect all over shade base for me. And this one I've been using as a transition for multi-chrome eyeshadows. So that is the current story of my eyeshadow palette stash. I actually expected more than 1,000 individual pans. I'm quite surprised that I only have 775. I know that I should probably have counted each and every single one there when you're 12, 12, 12, 12, 15, 15, 15, 10, 10, 10, whatever, but we'd be here all day and, there are limits. I mean, I don't want to bore the shite out of you lot when I do videos. So, yeah, average 15. That's how I've done this. And 775. Yeah, probably more than I can use in my lifetime. I don't know. But what can I say? I have issues, particularly with eyeshadow palettes. 45 palettes, it's too much. I will definitely not be buying any eyeshadow palettes unless, caveat, unless they absolutely blow me away. And so far this year, I haven't bought a single eyeshadow palette. Will I in the rest of this year? I don't know. I would rather buy quads. I would rather buy single eyeshadows, as I said. So what is your eyeshadow palette stash like? I don't have a Pat McGrath eyeshadow. I know it's on my wish list. Do tell me about your eyeshadow palette stash in the comments below. I would love to know. How many do you have? Do you think, how much do you think is too much? Do tell me that in the comments below. So that's all from me for today. Thank you for watching this video. Please do give me a thumbs up. Please do hit the subscribe button. Please do ring the notifications bell, and I'll speak to you soon.